Hi, Kim Knight here from The Art of Health, aka the Kiwi Health Detective. And today I'd like to talk about de-mything or demystifying expectations of a quick fix when it comes to healing. So I'd like to ask a question. If you were to go to a fitness instructor and you wanted to work on yourself and see some results, and there were significant shifts that you would like to make, would you expect that to happen in 1 hour, in a 1 hour session, or overnight? I guess not. Most of us would probably expect that we probably need to work at ourselves maybe 3 to 6 months before we would see significant shifts and results. And that would need to be a really committed, ongoing discipline of committing to whatever we were going to be shown to do. And what if you went to a business coach and you really wanted to see some transformation in your business? Would you expect that to happen after one session, or overnight, or 1 week? Very unlikely. Again, we'd probably expect that if we really started following the guidance and advice of this business coach or mentor, that we'd probably start to see some significant positive results in 3 to 6 months. So it's the same thing for health coaching. And yet time and time again, what I see with people is this expectation, this unrealistic expectation of wanting instant results. And I'll always remember one particular client coming into my clinic and sitting down, and this was quite a few years ago when I was doing body work. And her actual literal words were, "Are you going to fix me in 1 session?" And I basically sat there and I said no. And she didn't like it. And she didn't come back. And that's okay. So why is it that we have this expectation that if we have a health condition, that it's going to be fixed instantly? So I'll share my take on it. This may not be the only reason, but I'll just share my take on it. So as far as I can see, and this used to be the way that I used to think before I learned everything that I learned, and this was like 25 years ago before I started learning natural therapies and alternative methods of treating illness, I used to think that I would go to a doctor and I would get a pill and I would take that pill and it would probably have a pretty quick effect, or maybe I'd get a cream or whatever it was. You know, I went to the doctor, I used to have depression, I used to have really bad hives and urticaria and hay fever and all sorts of different illnesses. And so I would go to the doctor or go to the pharmacy and get something that would have quite a quick result. And so my feeling is that we really believe that if we have a health condition that we're going to get results very, very quickly by taking something that is going to take away the pain. Now, of course we want the pain to go, but expecting something or someone else to do it for us without us having to actually ask the question, why have I got this issue in the first place? And without expecting ourselves to put in some work from our side is completely unrealistic. And I believe it's why a lot of people stay stuck in their health issues. Of course, they don't want to stay stuck in their health issues, but it's why we do. Because all healing comes from within. The body is a self-healing mechanism, and it's always trying to heal itself. And if we have symptoms, it's trying to tell us something. And if we merely go and get some medication or have a piece of us cut out, that's not actually asking the question, why is the symptom there in the first place? What is the intelligence in that symptom? What is the body trying to tell me via that symptom? So when we really want to heal, what we have to do is we don't heal a condition, we heal the person. We address the whole person. So that means the physical part of them, the mental part of them, the emotional part of them, the spiritual part of them, and not just their internal self, but also the external environment, our social environment, because our environment plays a huge role in the creation of illness. There are many, many different what I call slices to the pie of what creates illness. And we have to look at all of these aspects. And of course we cannot do that in 1 hour or 1 week. It takes time. So if you're willing to invest the time to really look into what is creating the problem, and first of all understand what is creating the problem, and then be willing to apply the solutions to resolving the problem, then you will get better. But we have to be patient, and we have to be persistent, and we have to be disciplined. And most usually we need to be guided. It's like if you need help with your business, and there's a saying that you can't solve a problem with the same consciousness that created it. And this is why we need help. And I'm not selling myself here, I'm just saying if you've got a health problem, you probably, and you're not getting anywhere with it, you're probably going to need some help. Because we need help, we need to be guided. So imagine if you're climbing a mountain, you're climbing Mount Everest, and you've never been up Mount Everest. Would you go up Mount Everest by yourself? No. But how would you feel if you were to go up with a guide who's been up Mount Everest 10 times or 20 times? Are you going to feel safe? Are you going to feel that you're probably going to get to the top? So that's what we need. We need a guide, and we all need help and support. And we have this part of us that is called the dark side of the moon, which is the part of us that no matter how much we want to find it, we can't see it. And it's that part that the guide or the mentor can see. We need that outside person looking in, that person to see things from a different perspective so that we can help ourselves see things from a different perspective. Because one of the major keys to healing is awareness. Becoming aware of what we were previously unaware of, and then we have new choices. So please, if you have an expectation of healing overnight, of getting over especially a chronic long-term illness overnight, then I would suggest that you let that go, and also let go of the expectation of any time limits of when you're going to get well. Rather than saying I want to be well by such and such a date, which is what I used to do, ask yourself, what is it I need to learn, and what is it I need to change? And that will serve you much better. And find yourself a guide and a mentor to lead you up that mountain so that you get to the top. I look forward to talking again.